Hello everyone, it's Patty. Hope you're doing alright. I had to come on here because you're going to hear me rant because I am totally annoyed, aggravated, ticked off, mad. Like, I cannot even believe this right now. I'm going to let you hear something. I'm not going to show you the video because I don't feel like her getting mad and giving me a copy strike. So we're going to listen to this, and I'm going to stop it here and there because I want to talk to you about this. But, yeah, this is Jody Sue. And this is her video. It's called Dear Fred, Help Find the Truth. Okay? So let's just listen to this for a minute. Under fair use of copyright laws, but I'm going to listen. Well, come on, spit it out, Jody Sue. Sorry, she's has long pauses in between, and I have no idea why. And now my internet's acting up for a minute here. Oh, geez, oh, Pete. Look at that thing just spinning. Well, I guess I gotta wait a minute, but you guys, I was really aggravated tonight because Jody Sue wants to work with Fred. She got on here and was carrying on that she'd like to work with Fred and they should get together. I'm sorry. I seen that Cursed with Curiosity. I like her. I seen she did a video, but saying, Fred, this would be good. But you know what? I'm real sick and tired of hearing Jody Sue's stories, and I'm sick and tired of Fred's stories. And I don't think we need any more stories. I really don't. And, it's so aggravating because Jody Sue sits on here and she talks about, bull crap. Hold on. I don't know what the heck's going on. Okay. These long pauses, man. I hate to fast forward. I don't want to screw up something here. I'll try. Okay.
Are known to one another to be cleared, etc., to where we could all speak. And communicate in ways that help join forces and to try to find the answers and truth. To come together in ways to try to do that. Especially as so many we're slinging mud, jello, etc. Especially as the days move on. But because of half those shenanigans, none of us were really able to do that. A lot of things were getting worse and not better, and distrust growing, and especially after certain YouTube tool bag players came into the mix and you know, started screwing with everybody and seemingly trying to pit everyone against everyone, right? Or just adding to the chaos and mud and jello on purpose. Until it was entirely wrong, fucked up, a bunch of bullshit and lies, probably paid for, asked for, requested for some damn reason or the other. But,
Jeez. So many long pauses, Jody Sue.
but you know,
I'm what?
years, but others of us have known each other for decades, most of our lives. And we know what the others are on June 15th in or around Big Hill. And because there are only so many, there were actually at least semi-present on June 15th in or around Big Hill. And because there are only certain people that I can speak with, potentially, wise or unwise, that know the properties, the area, the woods, the noises, the years, patterns, behaviors, a lot of the little things.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't take Jody Sue's long pauses for 10 minutes at an interval. I mean, my God, spit out what you're going to say. I'm sorry, but it's ridiculous. And I'm really angry tonight because where has Jody Sue been this whole time? Where has she been, you guys? She's been on YouTube talking bull crap. She sits and accuses others of everything. Let me tell you something. Have you ever heard of the word projection? The word projection means that you're putting something off on somebody else of what you're doing. Jody Sue, you have been doing shenanigans. You have been telling stories. You have not wanted, you have not agreed to come out and really talk and get honest with people about what happened to Summer Wells or what you knew. You acted like you're this big secretive person. And you had your own channel. You have your own channel right now. And you had plenty of opportunity to talk about what went on. And don't hand me this, well, Fred knows, all these places. You know all these places. You and Andy were together. You know all these places. You grew up around there too. You lived there for many years, Jody Sue. And I'm just irritated, you guys, because of all this time, Jody Sue could have did something and she didn't want to do anything. And you know what else is very, very annoying and very angering to me is that she failed Summer Wells. She failed Summer Wells. She sat here and out of her own mouth, she told us that there was abuse going on, there was SA going on, that her ex, Andy, was given sedatives to the little ones, and everybody was having their way. And she's the one who told us that, Donna Candice's boys were, one of the boys was doing bad stuff sexually. And she's the one who just keeps telling story after story after story. And then she wants to come out here and now, after 3 years, Jody Sue, and now you want to work with somebody to come together and communicate on this case? I don't want to hear your stories, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean to you, Jody Sue, but I really don't want to hear what you got to say because you have just told us nonsense all along. You have lied. You lied about Andy. So much. You lied about a lot of things. So we don't even know what we can trust with you. And why are you worried about Andy being cleared and Fred? You're thinking Fred's cleared. What the heck, Jody Sue? Are you worried that you're not cleared and you're trying to get in there and get some information? And it almost feels like to me, Jody Sue, that maybe now that Ziggy married Fred, that maybe you're jealous. Maybe. I mean, it seems weird to me that you want to get in on this, or maybe you want to know what Fred knows and you're worried about it and you're nervous about it. And I can't take her anymore, but if you can handle her, you go over there and watch in the bull crap she talks about, because she never did nothing. She didn't help Summer when she could have had a chance. She's a mother of her own children, and she could have went and did something to help Summer, and she didn't do it. And she said she knew. Now, when she first come out, you guys, she said that she said, oh, Donna Candice were great parents. If you would have seen the look on her face, I don't think Donna Candice had anything to do with it. This is what she told us. Then later on, she talks about they got alcohol in their bottles, they got crappy pants, they got all this different stuff going on at the house, kids smoking, kids drinking, drugging it up, on and on. So which one is it? Are they good parents, Jody Sue, or were they bad parents, is what I want to know. And I'm just irritated because I feel like Summer Wells was just failed on so many levels. Her own grandmother could have helped her. Her own grandmother, her own mother, her own father, her own brothers, her aunts, her uncles. And this is not to say anything bad, but I mean, come on, people got to look around. People got to pay attention to these children. I'm really mad about Sebastian Rogers, and I'm going to discuss that because I seen a powerful video, and I was going to talk about that tonight until I got aggravated by Jody Sue Brown tonight, because I like to know what her motive is and her game is for wanting to work with Ziggy or Fred. What are you going to tell us, Jody Sue, that we don't already know? Because if you've been withholding information all this time, you or Fred, you'll both be in trouble, I'll tell you that. So you better hope to God and pray to God that you ain't got something hidden, or you don't have no guilty knowledge of something, or whatever, if you're holding stuff back, and you've always acted like you're holding stuff back, Jody Sue, but it makes me just think that you're doing it as a game, so people will think you're mysterious, or people will think that, oh, I should follow her, and see what she's talking about. All the crazy names you put on your titles for your videos, and, like it's some kind of damn mystery. Forgive me for swearing tonight, you guys, but it ain't no friggin' mystery, okay? It is a mystery that Summer Wells is missing. It is a mystery that I do not know why Jody Sue's out here every day and never made this many videos until Summer Wells went missing. And, she's been strange from day one and suspicious. I don't care. I'm sorry if you like her and you want to follow her. And I'm not saying I dislike her. I'm saying I'm mad at her and aggravated because I've listened to enough of the bull crap now. Quit it. Quit playing games. I don't know if it's to lead somebody to believe what. What? Now what kind of games you want to play? Are you trying to get in with people so you can get views for content? I mean, what is the motivation? Okay. There's some reason that you want to talk like this and act like this, and like I said, I don't know, maybe you suddenly got attracted to Fred Hill because it's Andy's cousin, or and jealous that Ziggy is with him, or you're scared that he's going to tell her something. Like, you made a comment in your video, Jody Sue, something like, people who don't know the case, you talk to the right people, people who know. Yeah, well, it's no big damn mystery. I'm sorry, it's not. Ben Hill ain't no mystery. But there's a lot of crooked, evil, nasty, law-breaking, storytelling bullshitters up on Ben Hill Road. And it's very aggravating, this case. And Summer Wells has been missing for almost 3 years now. And this is what goes on, I'm sorry, but I want you to, we'll listen to this video. I wanted to show you this. I thought it was really good. And I wanted to talk about this video. Under fair use and copyright laws, I just want to discuss this. This was 2 years ago. This guy, I guess it's Paranormal After Dark is the name. Listen, I'm not into paranormal. No, this was 11 months ago. I'm not into paranormal. I'm not into spirit boxes. He said he got some kind of message or creepy thing when he went on this one road. But I wanted you to see the footage, and not only how beautiful it was where Summer lived, but how vast. And listen to what this guy says about this road, because really, I agree with him, and I want to show you guys this. I want to see Summer Wells found, and I'm really sick of it. And I don't know why people didn't keep searching for her. I don't understand. But anyways, this is the video, and I thought he did a really good job. He's got some great footage here. I hope he doesn't mind. I'm not monetized, so I'm not making any money off any videos. Looks like he's got quite a few good videos, so please go over there and subscribe. Go watch his videos, give him some views, okay? So let's watch this for a minute.
Okay, I'm on Big Hill Road right now. And one of the first things that I noticed was on all the woods and vegetation, I noticed that they had surveillance signs everywhere. And this goes all the way down Simpson's Road and Big Hill. So right here was Summer's house. When I looked at that driveway, I thought to myself, well, there ain't no car going up that driveway because of the ruts. They're that bad. Any car would bottom out. So I got to thinking, I was like, well, maybe that's why I've always seen the people that's went there always park
Look
the
at
bottom.
that
But
view.
that gives another problem to someone took her, because unless they was in a truck, by the time that they had to spin out and maneuver up that road and then back down that road, it would be
Their driveway.
between the echo and the revving up of the engine, it'd almost be impossible. The point of this video is not to bring nothing on the neighbors. I'm not saying anybody's guilty or innocent or anything. I don't care really about the people. It's more about where's Summer. I want to see the terrain. I just want to see what it looked like.
And this was what it would look
So,
like
my
when
biggest
summer
question to y'all
went
is,
missing.
and take this into mind right here,
Everything green.
is on the back side of Donna Candice's house. She was going to run into a neighbor no matter where she went.
See,
No matter. And we know how kids are. They remember. I mean, Summer could remember that, hey, I've got a neighbor right down behind me. I've got that neighbor right down behind me. So that don't make no sense to me. On the other side, it's all neighbors too, and it's all farmland with no woods really. So how did nobody see her? So with the surveillance signs everywhere, which I don't know if that was before or after Summer went missing, surely to God somebody caught her on camera.
I think they put them
Now I'm
surveillance
getting ready to
signs
get back
up
down to Big Hill
later.
Road. I was on Simpson Road right there, which is a dead end.
Just check out some of this stuff.
So
Look at this,
this
one
is not
way
about
in
this is trying
and
to
one
find
way
out
out. And I want
know,
you to think about that.
what the searchers went through.
That's why
what
it's
it
somebody
truly
she
looked like.
knew.
Like I said, we look at maps, they're good, but it can't
It
be
either
really
have to
compared.
be,
This road you really can't go that fast on because it's so bumpy. That's the reason I cut down the sounds, because I'm bouncing all over the place. I mean, it's not.
it either have to be the strange guy, Jackie D, who was that bought the property and left, which is very strange and coincidental. You know what? I heard somebody say in a movie that coincidental is just coincidence is just God's way of remaining anonymous. That He's given you a clue and a sign. But anyways, there's no way. I mean, nobody has bothered Summer Wells all this time. You know, I mean, they've lived, like Fred lived there for years. Jody Sue lived there. Jody Sue had a daughter. Nobody's bothered really anybody there, and now all of a sudden, and I just think it's strange that a CPS case was open and then their kid goes missing. Donna Candice. And the same thing with Sebastian Rogers. Now I heard tonight that from the private eye that CPS case was open and it was done in February, and that they came to the house in February and Sebastian Rogers went missing in February. So, you know, I think CPS might have something to do with this. But anyways, the thing is that it'd have to be either their mom and dad or that weirdo guy, because there's no way that somebody else is going to get out of there. One way in, one way out. Somebody would have seen them. No way. But anyways, let's continue for a minute.
A good road.
It's loud when you go down these roads, he said. Bumpy. You're going to be noticed.
If you couldn't really get up the driveway because it's literally too loud,
Big holes.
how did somebody come and get Summer unless she was in the shed? Let's say that she went hopping down to the shed for some reason around 6 o'clock.
I don't think so.
That's the only plausible way that somebody could have probably took her. Now, like I said, this is just my opinion, because right there you're on the main road at that point. But I don't find it plausible that she walked off on the other side. Like I said, she would have run into neighbors. And you're getting ready. As you're seeing, I'm going down the rest of Big Hill Road right here. I mean, there's neighbors everywhere. And there's also surveillance signs everywhere. One thing that most people don't realize is on the main road before you turn on to Ben Hill Road. If you look at Candice's and Don's house, it's a straight up hill that's like 50 feet, straight up and down. And by the time you got up there, you'd be out of breath. And not only that, you'd be right there at the front door. You would be on the basement side. So I don't see that very plausible. Now, when I look at the barn, I mean, the grass is so grown up, and then people say that there's a gate there, but if they are, I can't see no gate from the road. It's so grown up. Now, I did get a little weirded out on this road right here as I come up on this kind of like cabin plus 2 trailers. I don't know who lives there, don't care, but this is where it really got kind of weird. And my spirit started going off, which you'll hear in the video.
I don't know if that's Fred's place right there. I don't know.
Don't like being up here at all. Like I said, these people have been through a lot that don't have nothing to do with the case, and I don't want to bring them through nothing. So here I'm getting ready to come up. Ben Hill Road normally goes on, but I'm like, okay, wait a minute. We've got a trailer on one side of me, a trailer up on the hill, and I'm like, is this a dead end? And then it is. But this is where the Spirit started speaking. I'll let you hear it when I get up.
Some spirit box or something was telling him something.
Tell I'm backing up quick because something told me, like, you know how you get that gut feeling? It's like, get out of here.
It does look creepy.
And it could have had nothing to do with Summer. It could have just been part of the house or part of the history of the land. So I'm not saying that.
There I am, something on the spirit box.
Chapter 4 for all for less.
So I don't know
at home.
if they're saying she's there.
This healthcare network uses CrowdStrike to defend against cyber attacks
Sorry.
and protect patient information. But what if they didn't?
Okay.
Now, if you go beyond that, you see big old mountaintops. So the chances of finding Summer's like literally a needle in a haystack if she was in this area. I'm just kind of curious of whether anybody sees anything that brings anything to their eye or so on. There's a lot of people that do what I do and do it very well.
Is that where Fred lives? I'm wondering. Tell me in the comments if you know. So you can see this road is bouncing me all over the place. He's going back. You're going to be able to see whatever he's saying, the spirits saying to him. Is saying they seen me. They're awake. You're dead or our dad. Kind of creepy to me. You know, weird, that trailer. Faster or past her. Whatever it's telling him.
Not get shot up here.
Go home without me.
Now, as I was saying, now this is the other side of the road, and this is Simpson Loop. So you can tell a lot of difference between the terrain. So if Summer would have come to the shed across the road, she would have been in pretty much open terrain. I mean, this is easy to find because, as you can see, it's mostly farmland.
And there's
This is just
houses.
literally right across the street from Donna and Candice's. Next road up.
Look
on
at
the other
them
side.
mountains, you guys. How beautiful.
But as you can tell, the big mountains in the background, I mean.
Look at that. Absolutely beautiful.
That big mountain really ain't that far from them.
Those that do it will find it.
You know, this was for the first time that I had actually kind of lost somewhat kind of hope
That's a pretty
that
place
she'd be found
on the mountain like that.
by looking at the terrain that was close to her house and just the terrain altogether.
It's gorgeous.
But it's definitely totally different on the other side of the road. Yes, you're seeing a little bit of woods, but then it's pasture again.
Going to find the stream or string. You're going to find this
I just
stream.
wanted Jens to see. I've seen footage of it, but a lot of it's not really that great of footage, but
It's beautiful.
I wanted clear footage for myself and to hear what the spirits have to say. And I'm not talking about through a spirit box, I'm talking about just straight up EVPs.
Whatever that is.
But it's mostly farmland on the other side. Other than, so you've got Ben Hill Road,
I wonder if them cows
you've
seen
got a 50-foot
anything.
drop off the backside of Donna Candice's house, literally. I mean, I guess you could slide down it maybe. Like I said, I could not see the trail that they showed. I'm sure it's there. They probably keep it mowed, but right now it's not mowed. I get that. But I just, like I said, if she would have went off that side, all she had to do was walk straight across the road to a neighbor's house.
Look how
There were
pretty
many
that is.
neighbors
Those
around.
mountains.
No, that's not saying that she could not have made it down to that road and somebody picked her up. That's not saying that.
I don't think so.
Like I said, this ain't about the people. This is really just about showing you how vast this is, how big of an area this is. So the search team searched 6 miles every direction
Wow.
and could not find her. And there again, we're also pretty much on a dirt road, so you're not going to go fast. I'm still getting bounced all over the place. I mean, yeah, you could go 35 mile an hour down there. Hope, pray to God nobody don't pull out in front of you. But it's a one-way street.
It's crazy how far it goes down, isn't
Pretty
it?
much, like I said, you got to take your time going down it. So I'm trying to make it plausible of trying to figure out how, if somebody did take her from the house, they couldn't go up the driveway unless they had four-wheel drive. And like I said, then they would have been detected because it would have echoed all through that place. So
See,
and then she could.
and you would have heard somebody going down that road. Like he said, he had to go slow because it was really banging and bumping. Because the roads ain't so great back there. But I can't believe how far it goes back. Can you? I don't think she would. I'm
Off
serious.
the front side,
Somebody
was a
took
6-foot
her.
drop.
I think either her parents, which is probably
But
who
she
did it,
went
but
down to the shed.
took her out of there.
It was only 6 o'clock at night. Why didn't she just go to a neighbor's house and say, or walk back home? I mean,
Yeah.
It wasn't even dark. So whoever done it quick. Just something to think about.
Well, it wasn't even 6 o'clock. It was earlier than that.
If I'm lucky while I'm sitting here speaking through this video.
Don said it was 5:30. Look at that. Isn't that pretty back there?
Right here.
Just gorgeous.
My pure focus is just, not on the people. It's like everybody's so much worried about the people. The people ain't broke in 2 years. They're not going to break.
See?
They're not. You've heard 150,000 different stories, and none of them have led to arrest or finding Summer. So
So Jody Sue, you ain't got nothing new. And if you
It's just
do,
gonna get more full of stories and so on and so on.
you'd be in trouble. If you're
Sorry it
home.
took me so long to post. Like I said, I wish I could do this full time for a living, but just it's 2.5 hour drive one way and 2.5 hour drive, not counting the driving when I'm there. So, yeah, there's a lot of.
It's a really beautiful spot. And I don't know, all around there. But I just don't believe that Summer wandered off out there. And even Candice said that she would never do that. She was, they're afraid of the bears and the snakes and whatever, and I would be too. I mean, you're talking some heavy wooded areas and snakes, and she didn't have no shoes on. And she would have went to someone's house, seriously. She wouldn't have just ran off, and I don't believe that. So I think it's either the guy that came up there and bought the property or Don and Candice. I think Candice and Don met up together. I really do. And I think that Sebastian's stepdad and mom met up together too. But I have some things to say about that, about Sebastian's case. And maybe I'll do a video about it this weekend, but it's really quite scary and upsetting with Sebastian because he really was vulnerable and prey. And Summer Wells was too. I really believe that she was on some kind of spectrum. Given the fact that her mom Candice was doing drugs and drinking, I really highly doubt that Candice said, "Oh, I'll just stop drinking while I'm pregnant. I'll stop doing drugs while I'm pregnant." Oh, crap. Those people that are addicted, not those people. I'm not trying to put her in a category, but people that are alcoholics they don't just stop because they're pregnant. And fetal alcohol syndrome is really, really bad on kids, and so is drugs in their system. And it slows their brain down from learning things, and then they struggle. And I just have a feeling that Summer Wells, that something happened because she was going to go to school. She was going to, they just took her for all these fun trips, and that bothers me too. And it makes me always wonder if that trip was for Candice, for Summer to meet somebody and then maybe hook up with them later. I don't know. She looked really tired. If you go look at those videos from that last trip, I believe it was to Gatlinburg. Don't quote me on it. But I'm telling you, if you look at all those photos, Summer looks completely exhausted and wore out. And the boys do not. So it was really, really strange, that trip. And then as soon as they get home, she goes missing. And the day before, they got fights going on, the cops being called because Jackie Dobbs was up there camping on the property. Some strange dude, some creepy guy, right? So you got all this going on. You got, sorry to say Fred, but Fred was doing meth, selling meth out of his house. You had meth heads going down there. You probably had Don selling drugs because Don's been doing it for years. He's been in prison for it. He was probably still doing it. They probably didn't even want to narc on him, but he probably was selling and running drugs to places, to different states, and I wouldn't doubt it one bit. And, but I don't know what they did to Summer. I don't know if we'll ever know what they did to Summer. And it's pretty dang sickening. And I'm upset about it. And I wish there would just be a breakthrough in this case. And I'm just praying that God will not let these two get away with this. or even grandma. They all need to be held accountable for what happened to Summer Wells. And there's no way that you're going to tell us that she was abducted from there unless it was somebody, like I said. If it was that guy that bought the property, then yeah, that's a big possibility. But they're not just going to come and steal Summer Wells, knowing that everybody's home, the dogs are on the property. No stranger's going to come up there and do it. No. Oh, no. And why would they just take Summer? You know they kidnap boys all the time, little boys. They hurt little boys. They SA little boys. They traffic them out. It's terrible. So not just little girls. And Summer had 3 brothers there. So, you know, it's very strange. And, you know, the thing is, it's that it's early in the afternoon, in the daylight, in the daytime. And you're just going to come up there with everybody around. It's not even, to me, it's not going to happen. Okay? So, I wish the police would bring Candice and Don back in and interrogate them a lot harder because they need to. And the same with Katie and Chris. They need to be interrogated harder. And I really, I get sick of these people talking bad about Seth. I'm sorry. I don't think he did anything. He's on camera. You can, I guess, if you want to carry on like that. But, his ex, Katie, Seth's ex, Sebastian's mother, she said a lot of nasty things about him. But doesn't mean that they're true. Because I know a lot of this kind of crap happens all the time. And I know that even my husband, now his wife, years ago, left him with nothing, took off with another guy. And that's what it looks like Katie did to Seth. Took off with Chris. And, my husband was struggling, almost homeless. And, thank God he got a good job and he did good in life. But the point is that women do that kind of stuff all the time to make men's life a living hell. And they can be victims of abuse and all kinds of stuff. So the fact that Katie Proudfoot isn't looking and doesn't seem to give a crap tells me that she knows way more. The same with Donna Candice. If you got that much finality in your heart, if you truly believe that your child is missing, you would not give up. You would not stop looking. You just wouldn't. I'm sorry. You wouldn't be able to get... She gave away all her stuff. She gave away all her toys. Summer Wells' mother did. Gave away her toys, gave away her stuff, and it wasn't even long after Summer went missing. She had a junky, terrible bedroom, so disgusting, filthy, no girl stuff on the walls, and guess what? Then they paint her room for Dr. Phil show and try to look good for the Dr. Phil show. Yep. And they were bringing registered SOs in the house. Chomos, child MOs. And they were bringing drug addicts, bad people around this little girl. And then she goes up missing. And it's been almost 3 years, and I'm tired of it. And they need to get more searching, more clues somehow. They need to look somewhere because this is terrible. And they need to bring them parents back in. Summer Wells, she's missing from Rogersville, Tennessee. If you have any information, please call 1-800-TBI-FINE. And they shaved her head completely bald. And there's no excuse for that. I mean, even if she had head lice, There's no way her hair was not that long before that they couldn't have got the eggs out and the lice out. But I mean, they went right to her skin. And I don't think Candice wanted to even, I think because Candice dresses like a guy. The grandma dresses like a guy. Maybe they wanted to make her like a boy, like a tomboy, you know? Do you know I actually knew a girl? I'm going to tell you guys this. I used to work at this restaurant. My brother owned a restaurant years ago, and I used to work there. And this lady would come in with her 2 kids, and one was a boy and one was a girl. And she dressed her girl like a boy, talked to him like a boy, did her hair like a boy, and wanted him to be a boy. So, you know, those things are very real in life. They might be weird to people, but they're very real in life. Some parents are really strange, and there was a lot of SA going on in that home too. But yeah, it's just horrible what's happening to these kids. And I just need answers in Summer Wells' case. And I'm real tired of the stories of Jody Sue Brown and Fred Hill and all the bull crap, because if they really had something and they knew something about Summer's disappearance, they would have came out and told us the truth a long time ago instead of bull crap. Fred Hill told us, showed Ziggy bones that were animal bones. Okay? You know, tried to get everybody worked up. He said things, and Ziggy has said things that were not true. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean, but said things that we don't even know if it's true. And Jody Sue, for sure, has told us all kinds of bull crap. So yeah, I'm just really aggravated tonight, you guys. I'm sorry, but I am. Because it just seems like more and more people keep playing games in the Summer Wells case. And I'm tired of the games. I'm wondering if you're tired of it too. Candice and Don, where is Summer Wells? We want to know. And we're not going to stop talking about it. I'm not. And I'm not going to stop bothering them people and saying crap about it, because Summer needs to be found. You know, somebody once said to me years ago, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You know, the more that you complain, the more that you cry, the more noise you make, the more you're heard. And, you know, sometimes I just want to give up on here because, you know, a lot of other channels and creators, they just don't seem like, I don't know, that they're very supportive of other creators. Unless you're in their little group, and it feels like if you don't send them money or you don't get them, you don't do these membership things, then they don't really even want to talk to you. Like when you come in their chat, and they don't even want to say hi to you or acknowledge that you're there, but they'll acknowledge others. And then you got, you know, just so much drama and bull crap. And then I can't get hardly any views because I know I'm not that great of a channel. But I really try to talk about Summer Wells and missing kids. And I can't hardly get no views, but people who put out bull crap and clickbait, they'll say, oh, I got this big story, and you go on there, and there ain't no story. It's the same old bull crap. At least I don't try to clickbait people. You know, I talk about what I put in my title. And I don't, you know, say I got something when I don't got something. But, you know, it makes you want to give up when you don't get very many views and you don't get a lot of support from others, or, you know, even any kind of acknowledgement at all. And like, I'm one of these people, you guys, I watch all these channels. I've been watching these channels, some of them for years. And that should count for something. That I've been viewing their channel and giving them views, and that gives them income, whether they want to acknowledge it or not. But I don't do any money online. So I'm not going to go do memberships or give donations because I don't do money online, period. If I had their address, I might send, or P.O. box, I might send them a check, a donation. But, you know, I'm not gonna, you know, these people will barely even acknowledge you or even say hi to you if you come in their live chats or anything. So it's like, you know, I guess I'm just tired of it, feeling like giving up YouTube because it doesn't even matter. If nobody really even wants to watch the videos, or if nobody cares, and, you know, what's the sense? I mean, what's the point? I'm just talking to myself then, you know? I mean, I can hardly even get very many subs. I can't believe some of these channels that are like clickbait, and they will put stupid stuff in their title, and they got like 10,000 subs. Like, where are you getting these people? I can't even take listening to them for 10 minutes, people. Some people. And you're like, what in the heck? And their drama channels are just bull crap. You know, it's just very discouraging. YouTube is really hard. And, you know, you feel like no one appreciates anything anyways. You know, your love, your encouragement. I try to encourage people. I try to say nice things to people, and you know what? I got some really good subs on my channel who are always saying positive things to me and very kind things, and I appreciate you. And I read all your comments, and I might not say nothing, but I'll put a heart, and I'll put a like, and I'll let you know that I acknowledge you and I liked your comment. And I appreciate everybody who is here. I love all my subscribers. And, you know, I don't think I know everything. I don't think think I know all about this case, because I don't. And I always like to hear other people's opinions. And if you got any clues or, you know, theories that you really think are serious, let me know. And I'll talk about them on my channel. And you leave me a comment and you want me to read it on my channel when I'm doing a video, I will. You know, none of us has more information than the other. All of you who love Summer Wells, we are all in this together. And you guys are just as smart as anybody else. And you guys know just as much as anybody else. And we can figure this out together, hopefully. Or we can all, you know, support each other when we find Summer, because I want to find her. And I want to know where she is. And I want to know where Michael Vaughn is. He's still missing out of Fruitland, Idaho. He's been missing almost 3 years. And no answers. I mean, it's just crazy, you guys. It is, these missing kids. And Sebastian Rogers out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, he's missing. And mom and dad say he just walked out the door, but they don't know that he walked out the door because, you know, they weren't paying attention and they didn't hear anything and they were sleeping and blah, blah, blah. And one was at work and I'm reading and I'm on the phone and I'm not paying attention, just like Donna Candice. We're on the phone the whole time, remember? All the way home. And Candice didn't want to call the police. She didn't call 911. As far as I know, Don did. And Katie didn't want to call 911 either. And you know, someone made a good comment yesterday. They said, how did Chris Proudfoot call the sheriff's office at like 6:30 when they don't open until 8 a.m.? So I don't know, maybe they got an emergency line on there. But it's just crazy, you know. I really think that Katie took Sebastian somewhere and either had her mother-in-law or somebody do something with him, take him somewhere, or some SO has him, Chomo, hidden up in his house, or they did something to him. Katie went straight from the Texas Roadhouse and took him to Chris. I mean, that's the only... There's not very many solutions to this. I don't believe he ran away, and you're not going to convince me that he did. And if he did, some predator took him. So, and they need to look. But it's just really sad. It really is. And that PI said some important things about Sebastian tonight. You guys, she talked about the storm before, all the things that were going on before Sebastian went missing. And it's the same with Summer Wells, CPS, problems. So, domestic violence, issues in the house, jail. So, I don't know, but I know that Donna Candice tested dirty for drugs, and they got their kids taken away for living like the way they do. And I believe Summer Wells was failed. And Jody Sue, I believe you failed her. And Fred Hill, if you've seen a lot of bad things going on, you failed her too. All of you should have been calling protective service. All of you should have been calling the police and helping save Summer Wells. Because it sounds like she had a really bad life, as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, you guys, I stayed on too long, but I was aggravated tonight. And it's too bad that these people keep playing games in Summer Wells' case. It really is. So, you guys have a good weekend. I'll be thinking of you, and I love you. And hopefully I can come on this weekend. All right, God bless you, and good night.